Hello again, and welcome to the second episode of Slash Roleplay for the Vampire the Masquerade LARP. This is chapter 2. Today I'm actually still dressed in my LARP clothes. Actually the full LARP clothes, so it has everything. So, my chair doesn't roll very well on carpet. Today's session was actually pretty low-key, pretty not boring, but we really didn't do much. We started off by actually role-playing through text messages, which was hilarious because the DM was just kind of or the storyteller was like, okay, what? I'm like, but I'm in character. This is us being in character because we weren't at the same location. So we were all texting back and forth, and then I got a text message that said that Dirge, which was our Nosferatu, was stuck in a security office. And I was like, what? What is going on? So I meet up with everyone, and I'm like, hey guys, what's going on? So apparently they went back to the medical facility from chapter 1 and was investigating it a little further. And Dirge managed to get into the security office. He was using Obfuscate, which he has level 2, so he can actually move around being in shadows. And to do that, you just simply go like this, and it means that you're obbed. And then, so he's there the whole time in the security office, and we're like, we have to get him out. The door's shut. There's no way he can escape. So the Brouhaha came up with an amazing idea, Jack. To actually take a brick, or it was something heavy, I think it was brick, and throw it at the medical building's door so that it would try and crash through it, and hopefully then the security would just come down to investigate. But then they were just oh no, they're sitting watching the security cameras, they see this happen, and then they're we're just gonna call the cops. So it was yeah, smooth move, really. So then, what was his face? I can't think of his name. The Tremere and the Nazi Malkavian had this, idea to, feed on someone and then, make them look, really sick and really ill and then put them into the clinic and then make a patient there, and then I don't know. I have no idea what exactly they were planning because I wasn't completely there. And then I was just guys, come here, come closer. Why don't I just dominate the hell out of someone and been go in there and cause a mass panic? And they were oh, okay. So this was great. Absolutely great. So I'm where are we gonna find a random mortal that would be willing enough to do this? So I go to a local bar. Now keep in mind, this location's Pittsburgh. So right now we're at the south side. And for those of you who know Pittsburgh, there's bars everywhere in south side. So I walk into a bar and I'm I find the drunkest, the loneliest, and most desperate man here. And there's one sitting at the bar that's just oh, this sucks. Oh. And so I walk up to him and I'm hey, hi there, good looking. Would you like to come with me and might have some fun? And then he was just okay, sure, why not? I was okay. Okay. So, me and my posse, escort him outside, and I, dominate him to be as soon as you enter the building, freak the fuck out. So, I was this should work. So I'm I have my hat on. Everything I'm wearing right now is what I was wearing, minus the headset. So, put my hat down so, I'm not in the security cameras. And I, grab him by the waist and escort him to the door, and then I open the door and kind of just, nudge him through the door. And then he just freaks the fuck out. I'm yay! So I got, one of the security guards And it was funny because the security guards were kind of like rock, paper, scissors, shoot, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Like trying to see which one of them would like go down and investigate the guy who freaked out. So Dirge is stuck in the office with one of the security guards. And he notices that they have a taser on them, but it's not like the taser where you like jab someone with it. It's the taser gun where you get the little prongs that like stick into you. So he, in some manner of things, like picked this guy's taser up, like shot him in the back of the head with the taser. The guy was still living, and they continued to like brawl in the security office. So eventually it gets to the point where Dirge is just like, enough is enough, and he like kills the guy and then sits him back in the chair. And keep in mind, he forgot to like take out the prongs or anything, and he's like, well, I'm gonna just go hack the security, like, or go hack the computers and get more information. And we saw how well that worked the last time. It took him forever. So the storyteller is kind of like, look, you obviously know this guy's not human, because when you bit into him, he didn't taste very good. He tasted really freaky. So, he didn't quite use the word freaky. I did. So he didn't taste good. He didn't taste right. And he's like trying at this point to kind of persuade Dirge into like not doing it. Like, he was playing the voice of reason. He was like, when your conscience comes up and like barks you. Yeah, it's one of those. So he was playing Jiminy Cricket. And Dirge was like, yeah, that's right. Like, if these are ghouls for some other vampire, and then they find out that this guy's dead in the office, then this vampire is gonna come in and just be like, who done this? Who done this? And he's gonna be like, stuck in here trying to hack a computer. So he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna grab a crap ton of pill bottles, like what, I can't think, I didn't even get Andy's character's name. I can't think it. But he's the Tremere. And so he's like, well, I'm just gonna grab all these pills and like take them with me and figure out like what's behind this and why these people are like healing super like quick, and get out of here. So he's like, okay. And he grabs all these pill bottles and he like opens a few and like spills them everywhere so it looks like a junkie came in and did it, and then leaves. And so he forgot, well, forgot to like take the prongs out of the guy. 2, forgot to steal the video footage of him getting in there and leaving, because even though he was using Obfuscate, you can still like be seen on cameras. So he forgot that. And then there was another thing that like we kind of like messed up on. Oh, I can't even think of it. That might have been it, actually. The fact that he left the guy and the security cameras. I think that was it. But yeah, so like we all meet up again, and Andy's character, the Tremere, is like good with medicine, so he's like trying to go through all the pill bottles and figure out what's going on. And he gives like the extras back to Dirge and is like, do what you will. And so Dirge is like, you know what, I'm gonna make some quick cash. And he like goes out and does like little drop-offs every once in a while, and he like gets his minions together and like sells them. So yeah, that was pretty much how the whole game session went. We met up with like our higher ups a little bit, trying to get more information. This game is definitely just like really who do you know, what do you know type thing. There isn't like that much like activity going on. It's like, okay, so I sit here and I spend a couple hours like contacting my higher ups and like, oh, I did this and did that. And it's not bad, but it gets kind of boring when people are just like sitting there and it's like, so what are we doing? Oh, we're waiting on information. And it's like that information, because we're trying to keep it as realistic as possible, you don't get that information like that unless you like call the person up, or if you're like, I want to go in for a meeting with this person. So it's like, other than that, we just kind of sit around going, yeah, we're just waiting on information. No, just waiting on information. So, I mean, it's like really slow paced, but hopefully once we get to the point where we can get more influences and know more people and contacts and stuff like that, then the ball will get rolling a bit quicker than just us sitting here being like, we know one thing. Okay. Whatever. So, yep. But, no, that was pretty much like the whole game session. Was us getting back into the medical facility, finding out that it wasn't like human activity, like there was actually something supernatural behind it. And then we actually apparently have a new task right now as well, which is going to be figuring out, there's like a plot that people are going to take, like do a hostile takeover of a lot of steel mills and coke plants. So my character is currently like, I have this information and I was trying to like spread it out, be like, okay, what clan is doing this? And how do we go about like stopping it or finding out who's behind it and doing like, hey, look, is this your doing? Like, is this not quite hostile, but like my clan thinks it's hostile? Like, what's going on? So the next game session, we're going to hopefully figure that one out and be like, I have a minion, and I'm going to send him in and be like, hey, can you guys tell me some information about this? And see, like, how well that goes down. But that's going to be next game session, which is going to be next Sunday. Yay! But yeah, so sadly today wasn't as eventful and exciting as the first one, but I will still be doing these, so check back. If you're interested in D&D, my D&D table will be meeting up again Wednesday, so look for another one of the /roleplays then, and then this one will be back on Sunday or Monday whenever we get done with the game. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I shall see you again later. Bye-bye!